Okay, so now we're ready to wash dishes by hand. If you have two sinks, this is ideal. If you only have one sink, refer to one of the videos I'm posting to show what to do if you only have one sink. You need to stop up the sink, and this is a stopper. They all look a little different. This one, you have to put this right into the center hole, and you do have to push it in. I have students all the time that put this in upside down, and then they tell me the sink doesn't work or it's broken, or they don't do the final push, and again, they tell me the sink is broken. Bring your faucet over here, turn on hot water, and you want to do 2 to 3 squirts of dish soap. Don't do it over here on the side. You don't have to go way up here and have it squirt all over the place. Just down here, 2, maybe 3. Put your hand in here, and you want to get a really good lather going. You do not have to fill the sink all the way up. Everybody works sometimes a different way, but I like to have the empty sink here because if I still had food on my dishes, I could rinse it here. So I'm going to start out with my glasses. The water's still running. It is okay to have a few dishes in the sink at one time. So we're washing the dish. Just pretend, these dishes are in the bathtub. Make sure to get around the rim where the mouth has been. Rinse it. I'm going to rinse off in here because I'm still filling it up. Shake a little bit, and then I'm putting it on my drying mat. There's another glass inside, especially if you had smoothie or a milkshake. I'm going to rinse all that off. You have to make sure that you are getting the detergent off. If you don't get all the bubbles off and then you put it over here to dry, and then the person who is going to drink out of it or eat out of it is getting some dry detergent into their system, it will not kill them, but it is a possibility that they can have actually diarrhea from it, having the soap in their digestive system. So scrub along, rinse. My sink is about halfway full of water. That's great. So now I could be rinsing over on this side. And now I'm going to go to the silverware. Then I'll be doing the plates. And then my pots and pans. And then the sharp knives, sharp tools, will be washed either at the end or separately. And what I mean by separately, I could pause between some of these and just do the sharps, or I could hang on to the sharp tool like I am now. Make sure you give it a good scrub. But because I'm not letting go of it, this is safer. If I just dump it in here, and then I think I might be picking up a wooden spoon or a rubber scraper, that can be dangerous. Make sure with anything with the blades, you're being cautious. Notice I'm holding the rag there. Rinse off the detergent. Place it here. Let me demonstrate that again with something that's much sharper. Here is a utility knife. Get a little wet, but I'm hanging on to it. As I'm doing this, the blade, this is the dull side. This is the sharp side. So as I'm washing, I'm going along this way. And again, rinsing and putting on my mat. Okay, the dishes are washed, rinsed, and placed on this drying mat. They're not stacked on top of each other. There's enough little airflow going in between them so that if I let them drip dry, which is actually better to do than to use a towel, because with a towel, you can transfer germs. If you wiped your hands on the towel and then you dried the dishes, you can transfer. So in restaurants, they do air drying, but in home use, we can let them drip dry like this, or we can dry them because the germs are, within our own home. If we're practicing good hygiene, that shouldn't be a problem. At school, because of of a time restriction, yes, you do have to dry the dishes and put them away. That is why I'm so strict about how this process is done. So when you're drying, you are taking a glass and you should dry the outside of it, trying to keep your hand on the towel. And to get the inside, this is where a lot of students have problems. Most of us can't fit our hand totally in, so you can stuff the towel in to the glass and then just go around like this, and voila, you have a dry glass. Plates, it would be hold on to it front and back and dry it completely. We never want to put wet dishes into the cabinet. And then if you are drying sharps, anything that is sharp, make sure you're holding on to the handle and you have the dull side of the knife and your hand is protected with the towel, and always go away in this motion. And then if you're carrying it back to its proper place, make sure the point is down and you're letting people know. You tell them, I'm walking with a sharp knife, and you put it back into the proper place. Okay, so my dishes have been dried and put away. And one of the last steps, you need to unplug your sink and let the water rinse out. You also need to rinse this out because sometimes we get little scraps of food in here. And so you're going to rinse that out and place it to the side. Make sure that you take any scrub brushes, rinse those out. Remember, we don't want any food particles, and if you leave too much moisture, it might mold. Put that back in whatever container you keep it in. Look in your sink. If you still have soap, then you might need to spray the soap. There should be no food particles. If you wash your dishes correctly, you never had any food in your hot soapy water. Then check the other side of the sink. Rinse out. Make sure you don't leave a lot of water in this. Hang this wherever you are. At school, we put these into the washing machine at the end of our labs. At home, you might be placing it here, or you might be putting it over your faucet. I don't know if you're going to do this at home, but at school, we always take our towel after we're all done drying all our dishes, and the very last thing we do is dry out the sink. I always have students asking me, why do we have to dry out the sink? One is to make sure that we have no food particles left in the sink, that I can easily check that you guys have done a great job cleaning. The other thing that is good is that it helps the stainless steel. If you have stainless steel, stay nice. The moisture, by keeping the moisture down, we're not going to grow any mold or bacteria, and it also prevents any bugs that like damp places. It helps with our tidiness and our cleanliness. And then these will go into the dishwasher. I'm sorry, washing machine. Okay, that's it, guys. That's the final part. And again, I hope you're going to take this opportunity to help your families out. And I hope that I see some of your results. And just know that I'm thinking about you. And I know you're doing a great job at home. And I can't wait to see you washing dishes in the Facts Food Lab very soon. Bye-bye.